Some of you may have seen me on Facebook Live earlier promising that I was going to come back today and tell you about how Dairy Queen, a pastor fresh out of seminary, and a crockpot cooking class taught me everything I needed to know about relational revival. Well, it may not be true that everything I know about relational revival, but quite a bit. Recently, one of our pastors of one of our partner churches, fresh out of seminary, called me, and he always has such stimulating conversation. And he was telling me that his church is considering a really great question. And that question is, if our church were to close today, would the community even notice? Would they miss us? Would they cry out in order to try to help us stay open because we are just such a vital part of the community? And I think it's a great question, not only for churches, but for us as individuals. If we were to move, would our neighborhood miss us? If we were to quit our job, would our coworkers and our boss miss us? And it's a good question for Love Inc. as well. And as I was kind of chewing on this and meditating on it, right in the middle of that, some of you may have heard it made national news that the Homewood Dairy Queen, right just a few blocks away from my home, was hit by an SUV. And we're still praying for the people who hit that with their car because they're still in the hospital. But there was something really inspiring that I took from that story as well, because the community came out and supported the Welsh family who've owned that Dairy Queen for over 50 years, and were offering to help them, offering to volunteer to put the building back up. It was amazing. All the people that wanted to get involved and surround this company that has been in Homewood for over 50 years. And I started thinking about, why is that? Why do people care so much about this Dairy Queen? And at first I thought, well, it's probably not the ice cream, because you could go to another Dairy Queen and get the ice cream. But I think that the thing that the Welshes have done right with that particular Dairy Queen, it's just a walk-up. It doesn't have an inside. And so there's a real sense of community. Everybody has to sit and kind of entertain themselves while they're in line. And so they start talking to their neighbors, and there's always a line there. But it's a real place of community. And so that, I think, is what they've done right. And it's something that we strive to do here at Love in the Name of Christ. That fits so well with our vision statement to provide a relational revival through our church volunteers, helping people in our community. And so just last night we had our first crockpot cooking class, and we had 20 students there. Some of them were loving clients, some of them were just people from churches, and they didn't really know who was who, but they intermingled, and they were able to enjoy the great information that was given and the fellowship. They tried a little sample of what was being prepared in front of them, and it created such community. There was such a lovely vibe in there. And so I guess what I wanted to leave you with today is that it's coming. It's coming. The relational revival to the greater Tinley Park area is coming. And it's coming because the Church of Jesus Christ is raising up and doing their part to become who God has called them to be, an answer in our community. And so we have a goal of meeting 1,000 needs this year through relationship with other people. And last year we met 720 needs. So that means that we want to try to meet 280 needs more this year than we did last year. And so in order to do that, if you just take our expenses and that we had last year, and you divide that by the 720 needs that we met, it costs us about $100 per need. And so if we were to stay on target, if we want to stay on target for meeting those 1,000 needs and seeing a relational revival break out so that we do matter in our community as a group of churches, then it's going to cost us about $28,000 more than what we spent last year in order to get that done. And so we're asking if you would like to be a part. If you would like to be a part, either by volunteering some time, by getting your church more involved, by donating some funds or donating resources in order to see a relational revival and 1,000 needs met. You're going to hear a lot about this in the next few weeks, because we're going to finish this fundraising campaign on September 10th. We're going to be having another worship night, or we're calling it Do It Again. It will be this time at Christian Life Center. We'd like to kind of change up where we do this each year. And Moody Radio is going to be there again emceeing for us, and it's going to be a great night of worship and celebration of what God is doing in this area, because God is bringing about a relational revival. We'd love for you to be a part of it. If you want to find out more how or would like to donate, if you look right down in the comment section, or if you're reading this by email, if you want to look right down below, there is a button, and you can find out how you can give today. Thanks so much for talking to me about how Dairy Queen, a pastor fresh out of seminary, and our crockpot cooking class changed what I thought about relational revival. Have a great day. Bye-bye.